being a woman in general in this space always has its challenges. The same with any male-dominated industry. Oh my God, I can't believe I was called out that way and in a chat with all of these people. And people don't want to be found. They want to keep it hidden. They want to keep this out.
They want to share.
Yes, but Legion, you literally can't do that.
It's cool. We're live.
We're live.
Guys, I got a very special guest, someone that is very dear to this industry, that many of you know if you've been in the affiliate space for any time. Aleta, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me finally. Yeah.
So when and how did you first come into this industry?
It's kind of interesting. So I was living in the Florida Panhandle and I lost everything in Hurricane Michael back in 2018. And I moved to Tampa, I didn't know anyone. I had just got my master's in marketing and communications and I came across a Black Hat affiliate network. Yeah, so I started off in the Black Hat space. About 3 months in, I knew immediately I had found my niche. I had found exactly what I was meant to do, but I am at the wrong company. And just being in Black Hat in general, like I jumped into lead gen a little bit before the rest of the Black Hat world did. And yeah, I haven't looked back ever since. I know it's definitely the best thing to ever happen to me. And like looking back now, I could never see myself doing anything but this.
What about it told you it was your thing?
I think most of it was, I like doing business, I like marketing, and I love to travel. And with this job in particular, like we have clients all over the world, every continent, most countries, and that aspect of it was very intriguing to me. And I love meeting new people. I love networking. That's my forte. That's like actually a passion of mine. And this job allows you to do all of that. And then, like the relationship aspect of meeting people, but maintaining that and becoming friends with people that you do business with and like traveling together. That's all just like a great thing, like I don't feel like I'm ever working. Like I like hanging out, and getting stuff done and growing together, just like any relationship,
So you went from Black Hat and then what was that? Then into lead gen.
So when I was at the Black Hat network, when I first started in 2018, I realized a lot of the newer people that I was bringing in were lead gen guys and e-commerce. And actually, my very first affiliates or clients in the space, the Wealthy Leads guys that I hung out with the other day, they've been with me since day one. I realized I was bringing on a lot of these guys that were coming in for e-commerce and going into lead generation, that there was like this gap here that, the company I was at was still focused on Black Hat and that's all they wanted to focus on, but lead gen was still kind of, untouched.
What year?
2018.
Yeah.
2018 was really like, mortgage was good.
I missed a refi.
Yeah,
that
was what it was.
A lot of guys made a lot
That was
of money.
what it was. Like I even brought, my current company, Wisdom, to the company that I was at when I was there. So I kind of like, knew the people at Wisdom early on as well, which was nice. But it's kind of grown into this beautiful thing. And now I have this entire network from the Black Hat world that's kind of now transitioning into the lead gen world. And I'm like their immediate go-to. And I'm really proud of that. I'm really excited. And I love watching them jump over and being involved in all that. So, yeah. And lead gen is, it's difficult, but it's the future of
with the right
what
people,
we're doing.
You learn and you make it work.
Yeah. And I think the best thing about this space too is no one is doing just one thing. Everyone's kind of chaotic and has their hands in multiple different things. And the adaptability that requires you to do well in this space is so good to have just in life in general. And, I think building and having those skills earlier on has like really helped me get to where I'm at now quicker than if I just stayed in the Black Hat world and tried to grow there. Cause it's kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Dissolving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's very up and down too.
Yes.
People that make it work is, I don't know, it's problems I don't want to solve.
Yeah, me either. No, I don't want any involvements in that. I don't want to get in trouble with the government or anything like that.
Outrageous claims, medical claims. And
and I think just ethically too, that was a huge factor in jumping as soon as I did instead of staying in the Black Hat world and trying to make a living there. It's not sustainable.
Why I never got started.
Yeah.
Just personally, look, hey, teach their own.
Oh no, for sure.
Yeah.
I will never hate on anyone for making money. Business is a business at the end of the day, always. But I can't sleep well at night knowing that like my grandma got scammed or is on some trial and can't cancel it, you know?
Yeah.
So.
What's been some of your biggest challenges in this industry?
There's a few things. I say the first thing is just being a woman in general in this space always has its challenges. I say with any male-dominated industry, there's a lot of like hurdles you have to jump through and a lot of things that you have to just take. And with this space in particular as well, we don't have like corporate backings. Like this isn't like a corporate world. Everyone's kind of all over the place and, no one's bound by contracts to work with one another. So like, things happen, it's like, there's really nothing that can be done about it. You got to just like learn to like take things and move forward and get back up and move forward.
Got thick skin.
Yeah,
even as
very
a man, I can imagine as a woman, I'm sure it's like extra hard when 95% of the room is often very like aggressive, overly direct, often offensive men.
I can be that too though. So I think that's why I can handle it and I like it and I thrive in it. But it is daunting to like put up with some of the things that we do. I think now I'm really good at being like, no, like I will not take that from anybody.
I've seen it firsthand. I remember a year and a half ago, we were talking about this a few weeks ago. Some guy just was saying outrageous stuff in a group of probably 300 people on Skype.
That was
all industry people, some very successful high-level people. Actually, that group specifically.
Yeah,
and he was just saying like outrageous, degrading things for no reason. That was the most. On top of that, that was the most bizarre thing.
It was bizarre, just a lot of things. But looking back on that, I'm really proud of like how I handled it too. But yeah, I didn't realize until more or less after the fact, like, oh my God, I can't believe I was called out that way and in a chat with all of these people. And at the time I didn't think about it in real time. I was actually in Bangkok at a conference and I didn't think about it how my company would react to it. Because at the end of the day, like I am one person and your name is everything, but I also represent someone else's company and my own company too. So it's really important to maintain, a proper image and to make sure that, my name isn't tarnished or my company isn't tarnished so that, when I handled that, it was more or less kind of like just joking along with it. But I think in that particular situation,
cool to see.
I did kind of step up to shut it down quickly. And then, Mike Walker, I remember, was the first person to reach out to me on the side and be like, dude, are you okay? That was like extremely fucked up. Yeah. And then, after that, it just, I got an outpour of messages and phone calls even from people, which was very like,
it's cool.
Not expecting, exactly. Yeah. It made me feel really good. And, I didn't think really anything of it. And I wasn't expecting that kind of response, but there are really great guys out there, and they're very good people, just good people in general in such a space.
They rose to the occasion to have you back because of all the goodwill you put into this industry too.
Yeah. But I mean, I even had one of my guys reach out to me and text me. He was like, hey, long paragraph. It's like, hey, my girlfriend just went through something at a company. She's in corporate America that, it turned into a lawsuit eventually. And he's like, the fact that I had to watch her go through that and now I'm seeing you go through it. He's like, I'm so sorry. What can I do to help? So a lot of people were like quick to kind of shut it down. And then, I think the industry handled it correctly. But to be honest, if this were like 10 years ago, might not have responded.
They would have doubled down on it.
Yeah, I don't think that this would have had the same response as it did. I think, with like the whole Me Too movement and all that, now it's really like, okay, you just can't say that anymore. This guy's like banned from coming to shows from now on, you know? Yeah.
Which is awesome. Awesome, the outcome.
Yeah. And it is important because there are a lot of strong women in this space that, own networks and do their own thing. But, still there's still a few that look at us as only a certain position and don't think that we're capable of also doing business at our clients' level. And that can be degrading at times, but also just kind of gives you motivation at the same time to level up. So it's all about perspective. I mean, everything is about perspective. Yep. And I think something like that, it's been a year and a change that incident has actually happened. It was a great year right after that. So you can't complain. Like, I can't complain.
Why do you think a lot more women don't come in this industry?
First of all, it can be daunting, and it's a lot more tech-oriented and business-oriented than just your typical, like, sitting behind a computer marketing, There's a lot of, like, risk that is involved in what we do, and it takes guts and thick skin to get through it all. You know, some women just want to feel safe and like protected in a way, which is completely fine. And of course, like you should feel that way in any environment. But women in this space are exceptionally resilient to people. And you have to remember, like, we don't have, like, you know, I have my company to like protect me, but they can't really protect me. Like, there's only so much you can do. If something happens,
accountability in general, let alone this topic, right?
Yeah, and I think that women in general, you know, like we have, you know, societal roles and standards that we're supposed to live up to, but things are changing rapidly. And when I do get people that hit me up quite a bit, actually, you know, from where I grew up, or, you know, I had my cousin last night reach out to me. He's like, what do you do for a degree? They see that I'm traveling, I have this really good life. They think that everything's good, but it's actually a lot of work and it's hard. And you got to be able to like be knocked down a few times before you can go up a few more steps, you know? And that for a lot of people can be daunting, you know, at least within your corporate environment, you have managers, you have direction, you have structure to follow you to get you to where you need to be, versus this space, you have to like change quick. You got to be constantly on top of it. You have got to be willing to lose it all before you even gain some. So that's a lot of women don't want that. You know, they don't want safety. They want protection. They want to know what's going to happen next. And you don't always know what's going to happen next with what we do. And just, I think, like I said, you know, you don't always have the law behind you in certain situations when we're dealing with like men in general. And, you know, this whole industry is like pretty young to begin with, because, you know, the internet hasn't been around that long, that, you know, there's a stigma to go along with it all. And
What advice do you have for women that are thinking either, maybe two different pieces of advice. One for a woman thinking about coming into this industry because they see Aleta, not Aleta, living the life on IG, which she is. And then also for women that are in this industry that are maybe hitting a wall or getting stuck.
I think that, so that's a very good question. So something that I've personally done to help myself feel comfortable about adapting new things or making sure that I'm secure more long term is, you know, I started my own personal company on top of the job that I already work with. And, you know, it kind of started with, okay, I have all these affiliates and clients, you know, that are working on Meta and all. You know, it really came down to, if you have a problem and you can't run trap with me, we can't do business together, that really is also my problem. So how can we fix this? How can we come up with a solution? And that's kind of where, you know, the Her Majesty marketing side came in, and I started doing the profiles and the accounts and finding solutions to make sure that the guys could run consistently and smoothly. Right. So that, in my mind, though, too, has provided an entire source of additional income on top of what I already have to kind of give me some own personal security long term. I'd say, you know, for women that are looking to get into this industry, college isn't always required. I feel like a lot of what I went to school for isn't necessarily what I'm doing today. It's more of like just life lessons and life skills and learning how to communicate.
Yes.
Great. You've got to be a great communicator.
I feel exactly the same.
And you got to be able to walk up to someone fearless and to be able to take like a hard no and a hard no for 20 to 120
300
times before you get that yes. So I think that concept too, when I started doing my side business, that really stuck out to me, because then I was able to offer something else on top of it all. You know, like, you have something, or I have something that you might need. Here you go. Like, now I have value.
It's a great offer.
Now I have value.
You had value.
No,
you're able to add.
But I think it really stuck me early on. Was like, how can I bring value to someone? Like, I'm just a baby. Like, all these people before me has had these relationships for so long. Like, how can I bring value? Whether it's like, you know, bringing them something. I don't know. A good example, like, I think last year was Carlos Corona. We were at Pelican, and, you know, they were the cigar place that we were all at was like, it was a lot of smoke. Yeah, and his eyes were messed up, and I don't think him and I ever would have truly connected. But I was like, dude, I have eye drops for days in my room. Let me go upstairs. Just little things like that. And Carlos is a great guy, but I know he remembered that.
Yeah.
And he's returned the favor tenfold over for no reason. Not even that it was a favor. You're expect anything in return. But I think just like being genuine with people too, and
not
always like being like, what's my agenda or what can I get out of this person, goes a long way.
I think a lot of people in this industry are short-sighted to begin with. I mean, I think naturally it attracts that because it attracts the type of person that wants to make fast money.
I mean, it is fast money, but like
it can be. But the winners are actually making
long-term goals and gains, and they're setting them. They're thinking like, okay, if because I mean that's how it all happens. Like, okay, if this vertical is working this month, that might not be working next month at all. And I think that mentality goes.
The relationship doesn't go away.
The relationship doesn't go away. Be it the adversity and
if you treat it that way.
If
you treat honestly like just like little things like holding the door for people, just those very simple gestures.
Be nice. Yeah.
Not being a dick.
Yeah, deal with a lot of that, and I think that I enjoy the impersonal aspect of this and meeting people in person, because a lot of the digital marketing space can be done. It can. You completely being online and never meet some partners truly ever. Those are the ones that are keyboard warriors and don't necessarily have respect because, like, a lot's going on behind the scenes and like you can't interpret communication effectively when you're just typing on Skype.
I have buyers like this. I have buyers and brokers like this that they like, it's literally just about the offer, about the numbers, about the outcome.
Yeah.
Literally which is cool. Like, I mean, there's a place for that, but also I value those relationships. Even if they pay well, I don't value them a lot. I value the fact that I could that's why I enjoy doing these videos.
Yeah.
Because I can get you on camera and just talk to you like a human being.
Yeah, but I've also watched you too, especially come in from like when you were in e-com before and then like just come in and swoop the lead gen world. And I talk about time and time again with Tom, my boyfriend. And you come up in such a positive way in my household because you treat me like a human, you're respectful, and as a woman, you're like, you don't put me down or like light with me, you're just like, I'm equal to you. And you don't understand how far from me intrinsically that goes. Like, I will bend over backwards, jump through hoops for you because you treat me like a normal, just a regular person.
I think the question is, why wouldn't someone?
Exactly, but you'd be so surprised, like,
sadly, I may not be in this industry.
Yeah, but you also took things on early on and have been, I think I remember seeing it in a chat too, when people are looking for something, if you have a solution to it, you share it right away. You don't keep it to yourself. You don't, try to see if you can make money off that. You put it in there because it's for the greater good of everyone. And not everyone is willing to do that. They can kind of be selfish, which in business, in certain ways, you have to be to protect,
especially in this space,
protect what you've worked for.
It's a double-edged sword.
It is, yeah. That's a great tattoo to have. Actually, it's very meaningful. Yeah,
it's a great example. I think in the right environments, like the Peloton chat, you see more of that happening and it's really because of the human example.
I agree. Leading by example. You've done such a phenomenal job. You're probably the fastest accelerating person that's came into lead gen and then like made it in lead gen compared to some other people that had a few years, but you definitely are a prime example of that. And I will say in the black hat space, it was not like this at all. It is very cutthroat. Yeah. People don't want to be found. They want to keep it hidden. They want to keep it to themselves.
They don't want to share.
Yes, but lead gen, you literally can't do that either. And I feel like this community now is so much better than it was when I was in the space even 3 years ago for lead gen. Everyone's helping each other out, finding out how to jump through hurdles together. Even like the new FUCC regulations and all, everyone's helping each other and trying to figure ways around it, gaining up with lawyers to like go collectively on lawsuits to shut it down. Like,
it's collective effort.
Yeah, it's a collective effort because honestly, there's enough money out there for all of us. Let's be real.
100%.
Yeah.
What are you most excited about today in 2024?
In 2024, I am very excited to continue growing at my current company. We've started doing calls like last year, the year before last, towards like Q4, and we just crushed it last year. And then this year was like, okay, we got all the kinks out, like bam, gas pedal, sky's the limit. I think I'm really excited for that because, it takes a while to really sort things out when you're making some dramatic shifts, let's just put it that way. But, and on top of that, just growing Her Majesty marketing out as well and, finding more suppliers and being able to continue to service guys in a different way than what I'm doing with Wisdom. That's exciting to me too because, I started my side stuff like October of 2022. And then basically about a year in, I was profitable since day one, but it took kind of time to be taken seriously in that aspect. And now it's like, okay, I have this person who I know is very established coming to me. They want to work with me because they know that I'll have some kind of work ethic associated. I do what I say I do, and I'm not gonna like get in there and steal stuff or whatever, because I truly tried to listen. Sometimes I can be a bad listener, and I'm really always trying to work on that. But I tried to listen to some of the issues that my guys were facing working with other agencies, other networks, and I thought in my mind, like, okay, as a woman too, I don't want to compete against another woman, because sometimes that's what happens, especially in a male-dominated spaces with other women. Like, we're almost put up against each other even more to compete against women. It's like, okay, how can we all work together to solve this problem and like still compete against one another, but help one another? And I really have been trying to listen to the problem so that I can come up with a solution and like just be a little bit above and beyond, so that I'm keeping my integrity and my brand, you know, the way that I want to see myself be fit. And
You're an awesome job.
I'm trying. Thank you so much. Like, this show too has been, this past year, I think, you know, everything happens for a reason. And we were talking about that whole chat thing where, you know, getting called out in such a weird way, and like the sexual innuendos and stuff that guys have. Like, that happened for a reason, because I had a great year last year, and a lot of people did. And I feel like, you know, it's all about perspective, and it's nice coming to these shows and people coming up to me and saying, hey, thank you for doing this, or thank you for doing that. Or, you know, last year I had guys take me out to dinner, or like would one-off send me like a coffee gift card on a week that we just crushed it. Like, those little things go such a long, I'm telling you, I will get on at Christmas. I will get on anytime. Like, it's the thought that counts. And that's what I'm realizing. I'm like, they're thinking about me. That's all I want. That it's great. It's really, really great. And I've made so many good friends. Like, I mean, just like us, you know, we were just hanging out in Japan about, 3 weeks ago?
Feels
4
like
weeks ago?
Might be 4, who knows?
Yeah, I know, and that's a wonderful experience. I loved being able to travel the world and be like, oh, so-and-so lives here, and so-and-so lives there, and just honestly being friends. Because
why not?
We all kind of have a similar personality type in this space. We all have, like, you know, we're all go-getters, entrepreneurs, all ADD. Like, you know, there's a lot of little things that bring us all together that we share that's in common. And it doesn't always have to be, how are you going to help me, or I can help you,
or what can I get out of you? That's
literally, like, I have so many great friends I've made in this space, especially with women too, like, because it's hard, you know, like, I have women at home that are my friends, but then the women in this space are just like, you are really tight knit, because you get through some stuff together, and then you make some high achievements together too that not normal people per se would be able to do or experience. So that's really, really cool. Everything that we do is a blessing, honestly.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Look at what we get to do for fun / work.
I know. I mean, every day I'm just so blessed. Like, literally being able to take your laptop out on a beach anywhere in the world is freedom.
It is a reality.
That is freedom. That is reality. Yeah. It is real. If I can inspire others to have this freedom, I want to do it. Because, you know, growing up, especially in America, you are trained to think inside the box, to follow the rules, to follow the system and be okay. I want to inspire others to keep thinking outside of the box, keep failing, keep getting up, fail again, fail again, fail again. Like, because the more that you do that, the more that people start to think outside the box, beautiful things happen. Things are created, things are invented. You know, if we're trained as a society to think within the system, you know, nothing's going to come out of it. You know, there's going to be no progress. But we keep thinking outside the box, and we keep advocating for that, and that it's okay to maybe not go to college, or if you have a passion and you want to turn that into a business, do it. You know.
So real quick, tell everyone what your business is.
Okay.
Outside of wisdom, what your business is, and what you specifically can help people do.
Yeah, so I built a service company. Basically, you know, I work with affiliates, and I drive traffic to our offers and sites. But, you know, okay, if you are an affiliate, say you need creative sound. Okay, I live in Atlanta now. Atlanta's actually known for a lot of film. I have a lot of friends that have worked on Marvel film sets. They have done, commercials, whatever, but also now they're working in this space. So if like you need a videographer or someone to do creatives, I have someone for that. And then they feel comfortable to work with that person because they know it's through me. They're comfortable with me and I know they're gonna get quality. So on top of that, it was mostly just coming up with account solutions so that there is no gaps or inconsistencies and traffic coming in. So I have agency accounts for Facebook, Google, TikTok, Snapchat, the whole load kind of. And the good thing about it, especially being a lead gen, you need those verified profiles. Everything that we're doing is legal. Everything is like, there's a solid paper trail. It is the correct way. It is the way that Meta wants it done, is the way that Google wants it done. It's not like the Black Hat world or, you're getting accounts that are hacked or farmed. Like these people they know what's going on. They're okay. Yeah. They're being paid to do it. Everyone's on the same page. So it's a problem solving solution that's kosher. Is like what I like to put it. So I have Google accounts, Facebook accounts, verified BMs, unbanned services, anything you could probably need for Facebook, I have a solution for now.
I recommend her. I'm a client myself, and I get nothing from this besides just goodwill with a leader.
Yeah, and that's the integrity aspect of it was really something that from day one, I think made the business straight up. So I had guys come to me when I first started doing the agency profiles, like, I work with so-and-so, the agency, and they stole my stuff, because sometimes other people, they get access to these accounts and then they rent them out. They can see everything.
They start replicating it.
That's not the case at all. My business partner and he is not an affiliate. I am not an affiliate. We would not have, this is our living. We're not in there trying to steal your stuff or anything. So there's a line of integrity and customer service that comes alongside with what we're doing versus, going to some of these other big agencies and things like that.
Cool. Yeah. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Can you leave us with, I always give you option, anything you want to share specifically, or even like a quote?
Oh, that is a tough one. I'd say my really good quote that I love is, be the change that you wish to see, and always be a leader. Oh, my mom will love this. Be a leader and not a follower. Think outside of the box. It's okay. You should do it. You should try it, because not everyone thinks the same. And don't be afraid to take risks.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, buddy.
Appreciate
I'm gonna hug you.